So, welcome to the working group meeting. There's not too much on the agenda for today, so we can possibly make this rather quick. FIPS validation. So there is nothing new. The validation is running fine, and even the acceptance tests are very stable. So we have now a lot of green results. The corresponding cloud controller issue, I think we can also almost close it. All sub issues have been addressed and closed now. Even I think this one was the first one to be opened or so, and yeah, it's now also been closed. So for now there is nothing more to do. In a later major release, we can switch this MD5 legacy flag, and yeah, then that should be done. Hi, Carson. Okay, application load balancer setup. Yes, there are still discussions on the pull request in Bosch bootloader. So it's a little bit more work. You have to change the semantics of this load balancer type parameter so that you now have default behavior. That means the classic load balancer on AWS for Cloud Foundry, or the Concourse load balancer. I've never used that. And that would be new, the AWS application load balancer. Then you would have clearly separated the two load balancer types and don't need to work so much with Terraform override magic. But yeah, it's a little bit more work. I don't know if the foundational, I would hope that the foundational infrastructure group completes this. Yeah. Okay. Then we had a few incompatible releases. I just want to point your attention to those. So the UAA release 77 introduced some breaking changes. That was not 100% clear to me. I asked around a few people I know and in the UAA channel. So they removed the ability to act as a SAML identity provider, and they removed the deprecated native MF multi-factor authentication feature. And well, this is not used, or yeah, it's nowhere used in our CF deployment scenarios. But nevertheless, as this may cause an out-of-band intervention by operators who may use this feature, we released this as incompatible. Yeah, so no feedback so far. So that should have been fine. Then one more thing, we detected a regression in CAPI 1.172. The service plans endpoint can return duplicate entries, but this happens only if there are multiple or different visibilities for the service plans. So that's a more complex setup than we, for example, test in the Cloud Foundry acceptance tests. This is fixed now, and CAPI developers have also tested this with unit tests. So there is no need to add this scenario to the CATs. Unit tests should be enough. Fixed is released in 1.173. Okay, that was a stem cell update, and here is yet another incompatible release. That is because the Diego components do not anymore emit these absolute CPU usage and entitlement metrics by default, because those are hard to interpret and hard to use. Instead, there is a new metric, CPU percentage. There are ops files to restore the previous behavior, but they use kind of triple negation here, so be careful how you read this. So if you use the ops files, you have the previous, so the absolute metrics, but then the new metric would be missing. Okay, I know that we at SAP, we use these metrics for some scenarios, so we have also to make sure that nothing goes missing. Yeah, but yeah, it's again one incompatible release. Okay, any questions? Okay, so that was actually everything from my side. There are no new topics. Any other business from your side?
One, it's more for information because this is not the correct working group, but since everything ends up here, there's one issue. You may have seen the discussion on Slack regarding memory errors with newer stem cells. So effectively, I guess everybody who has a bigger foundation is now has to patch back the stem cells, because newer ones use newer kernel versions. The kernel 6.2 still somehow works, but already shows integration, and the 6.5 kernel is broken completely. So you would need to sell much more memory just to get a staging done. Yep. I don't know. There seems to be no bug. And 70 minutes ago, Arcos. Okay, I don't need to talk any further. Let's see if
here.
something.
Yeah. They just have their working group meeting. So is there now a fix in a stem cell, or?
No,
No.
not.
Okay.
I guess nobody knows even the real root cause. So what is the real change in the kernel that causes a problem? I mean, I have only half knowledge about this deep stuff, but I could imagine that a switch back to the 5.15 kernel is a good option, because that's supported by Ubuntu 22.04. And maybe it's a good idea to wait for the newer kernels a few more years.
Okay.
I don't know, but yeah, I guess Ruben and some of his teams will come up with a proposal, or find the root cause, and then it can also be fixed. There was an issue with maintenance because the 6.2 kernel runs out of maintenance very soon, but this 5.15 that has long-term support until eternity. And Ubuntu has these hardware enablement packages that you can use to get newer kernels, but usually you need that if you have new hardware. But I don't think that the new kernel will bring so much benefit for Cloud Foundry on cloud providers.
Okay, so that means we have to wait for a new stem cell, and then we have not yet reverted this memory increase for our R test app, right?
Yeah, we should then revert that. Actually, it showed a real problem, but we didn't understand it.
Yeah, it was just in one build pack, so
yeah.
But that should have investigated further here.
When we brought the 6.5 kernel into our staging landscapes, then a lot of apps could not stage anymore, and asking everybody to buy more memory was not a real appreciated option. Yeah, so this one will.
I made a PR to put that back and assigned you to. I don't know if you saw that.
Okay, there is already a
in cats.
Yes, indeed. Yes, right. You did prepare a PR, and that's why I did not. Thanks for that. Oh yeah, usually dependabot stuff, and here we have the revert. Okay, yeah, good, great. Yeah, we can merge that in. Good. Okay. Good. Yeah. Anything else? Everyone happy? That is really nice to hear. Okay, then I can give you back quite a lot of your time. Have a nice day or a nice evening, and see you next time. Bye-bye.
See you.
Thank you. Bye.